I helped a college student fix her flat tire. Then she asked, "Can I get your number?" It was supposed to be an ordinary Tuesday afternoon. I had just finished a long shift at work and was driving home, thinking about nothing except a hot shower and the leftover pizza waiting in my fridge. Then I saw her. A small silver car was pulled over on the side of the road near the entrance to a college campus. One of the tires was completely flat. Beside the car stood a young woman, probably in her early 20s, staring at her phone with the kind of expression that said she had absolutely no idea what to do. Cars rushed past her. Nobody stopped. I drove by at first. Then I looked in my rearview mirror. Something about the way she stood there made me feel guilty. She wasn't waving people down or asking for help. She was just trying to figure things out by herself. So I sighed, turned my car around, and pulled up behind her. I stepped out and called, "Everything okay?" She looked over at me. For a second, she seemed nervous. I couldn't blame her. A stranger stopping on the side of the road isn't always something people should trust. Then she glanced at her tire and gave me a small, embarrassed smile. "I think I have a flat," she said. I looked down. "Yeah," I said. "I think you're right." She laughed. And honestly, that was the moment I realized she was beautiful. Not in some dramatic movie star way. She just had this natural smile that made you want to smile back. "I called my dad," she said, holding up her phone, "but he's almost 2 hours away. And roadside assistance said they might take another hour." I looked at the flat tire again. "Do you have a spare?" She pointed toward the trunk. "I think so. But I should probably warn you. I've never changed a tire in my life." "That's okay," I said. "I've changed enough for both of us." She smiled again. "Are you sure?" "Yeah. It won't take long." I opened her trunk and found the spare tire, the jack, and the tire iron. As I started getting everything ready, she stood nearby watching me. "My name's Emma, by the way," she said. I introduced myself. She repeated my name slowly. "Well, thank you for stopping." "No problem. Most people just drove past." I shrugged. "Maybe they didn't know you needed help." She looked at the completely destroyed tire. I feel like the tire was sending a pretty clear message. That made me laugh. While I worked, we started talking. Emma told me she was a college student studying psychology. She had been coming back from class when she hit a pothole near campus. "One pothole?" I asked. "One evil pothole," she corrected me. I told her she should probably report it to the city. She looked at me seriously. "Can I put you down as a witness?" "A witness to what?" "The pothole tried to kill me." I laughed so hard I nearly dropped the tire iron. The conversation became surprisingly easy. Usually, when you meet someone for the first time, there's that awkward silence. You don't know what to say. You wonder if you're talking too much. But with Emma, it felt different. She asked about my job. I told her. I asked about college. She told me about her professors, her exams, and how she had somehow chosen a major that required her to read 300 pages every week. "Then why did you choose it?" I asked. She smiled. "Because apparently I enjoy suffering." I shook my head. "That sounds like a serious psychological issue." She pointed at me. "Hey! Don't diagnose me. I'm the psychology student." About 20 minutes later, I tightened the last lug nut and lowered the car back onto the ground. "There," I said, standing up. "Good as new." Emma looked at the spare tire. "You're a lifesaver." Let's not exaggerate. No, seriously. I was about 5 minutes away from crying. I looked at her. "You?" She crossed her arms. Don't make me regret telling you that. I smiled. Your secret is safe with me. She walked over to the trunk and took out a bottle of water. Do you want one? Sure. She handed it to me. I expected that to be the end of it. I would get back into my car. She would drive away. And that would be that. Just a random good deed between two strangers who would never see each other again. I took a sip of water and said, well, you should probably get that regular tire repaired as soon as possible. Yeah. I will. And don't drive too far on the spare. She nodded. Then she looked at me. Not at the tire. Not at her phone. At me. For a few seconds, she didn't say anything. I started wondering if something was wrong. Are you okay? I asked. Yeah, she said. Then she smiled. Can I ask you something? Sure. She held up her phone. Can I get your number? For a second, I honestly thought I had heard her wrong. My number? Yes, your number. I tried to stay calm. Why? She gave me a playful look. Wow. Confident, aren't you? No, I just meant. She started laughing. I'm kidding. I felt my face getting warm. Emma looked down at her phone and said, I was thinking maybe I could thank you properly sometime. Thank me properly? Coffee. Dinner. Something normal. I looked at her. Are you asking me on a date? She raised one eyebrow. Do you always ask this many questions when a girl asks for your number? I couldn't stop myself from smiling. Not usually. This is a new experience. Well, she said, holding her phone out toward me, you should enjoy it. So I took her phone. And before I typed in my number, I said, only if you promise not to call me every time your car has a problem. She smiled. No promises. I entered my number and handed the phone back. She immediately sent me a message. My phone buzzed in my pocket. I pulled it out. The message said, Emma, the girl you rescued from the evil pothole. I laughed. That's how you're saving your own number? Absolutely. She opened her car door but stopped before getting inside. Hey. Yeah. Thank you. Really. This time, she didn't say it jokingly. And I could tell she meant it. I nodded. You're welcome. Then she got into her car. I watched her drive away slowly, the temporary spare tire turning as she disappeared down the road. A minute later, my phone buzzed again. It was another message from Emma. Just so we're clear. I didn't ask for your number because I need help with another tire. I stared at the message. Then another one appeared. Coffee tomorrow? I smiled. Sometimes, life changes in the most unexpected ways. You leave work thinking about pizza. You take a different road. You see someone stranded. You decide to stop for just a few minutes. And suddenly, a flat tire turns into a first date. Emma and I went for coffee the next day. Then dinner the following week. And a few months later, I was teaching her how to change a tire herself. She still laughed and said she had no intention of ever doing it without me. And honestly, I didn't mind at all. Because sometimes the smallest act of kindness can lead you somewhere you never expected. All you have to do is stop and help.